John 12 reads, 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany where Lazarus lived, whom Jesus had raised from the dead. Here a dinner was given in Jesus' honor. Martha served while Lazarus was among those reclining at the table with him. Then Jesus took about a pint of pure nard, an expensive perfume, and she poured it on Jesus' feet. And she wiped his feet with her hair. And the whole house was filled with the fragrance of perfume. But one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, who was later to betray him, objected. Why wasn't this perfume sold and the money given to the poor? It was worth a year's wages. He did not say this because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. As keeper of the money bag, he used to help himself to what was put in it. Leave her alone, Jesus replied. It was intended that she should save this perfume for the day of my burial. You will always have the poor among you, but you will not always have me. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. There are two characters in the story who are complete opposites. Firstly, we have Mary, who makes this radical statement as she expresses her respect and absolute adoration of Jesus. She has this really expensive perfume, which is worth a whole year's worth of income, and she pours it on Jesus' feet. The scandalous part is not only the extravagance of using the perfume, but that she poured it on Jesus' feet. I mean, usually it would be used on someone's head, and only servants attended to people's feet. And then furthermore, she used her hair to wipe it up. A respectable woman would not unbind her hair in public, let alone use it to mop up feet. But all this showed her humility. She got Jesus. Whereas Judas didn't at all. We know the rest of the story. But here he's almost like the sensible one in the story. I mean, why waste all that money? Use it for the poor. We're told that his motives weren't exactly pure. While he said it was for those in need, it was actually for his own taking. Judas was starting to let greed, corruption, and lies take over his life. He was letting in the father of lies, Satan. I mean, Mary knew that Jesus was worth her all, her pride, her status, her finances, while Judas allowed the things of the world to distract him from Jesus, even though Jesus was right there in front of him. Who are each of us more like? I know my first response is that I'm definitely like Mary, more like her than Judas. And while on the whole I hope that that's true, if I stop and reflect and I'm really honest with myself, there are definitely situations where I'm not very generous. Situations where I don't really want to give of my love or time or money to the point where it costs me quite dearly. And certainly not a year's income. I mean, there are times when I'm like Judas and I try to manipulate a situation so that it suits me rather than being humble like Mary, who was willing to step down from her social class and standing in society to do something that many considered was beneath her, just to serve Jesus. Today I'm going to spend some time thinking about one way that I'm like Judas and could be more like Mary. And I'm going to think of practical ways to make the shift. And I pray that you will join me. Amen.